Hi, good evening. This is your speaking practice test, and I'm your practice examiner. In part one, I'm going to ask you a few questions about yourself. My name is Joel Timothy Javed. Can you tell me your full name, please?
My full name is Mohammed Fahad.
What shall I call you?
You can call me Fahad.
Where do you come from, Fahad?
Well, I come from Shalimar town.
Can you tell me something more about your hometown?
Well, it is a lovely place to live, and it has a lot of greenery, and it is a very peaceful, and there is a lot of quietness, as there are not enough quietness in other towns. But the where I live, it is much peaceful and quiet.
Let's talk about public transportation. What kind of public transportation do you usually take?
Well, I usually don't take public
Why
transport.
not?
There are ample of reasons for that. The first one is that because my father gave me my own cars, and so that I don't have to use public transport. But for sometimes I use public transport such as a bus to go to college or school. Well, as long as I have my car, I don't think I use public transport. But I think that I will be using public transport in the near future, as I will be going to another city where I will not have my own car.
When do you usually take public transportation in your everyday life or when you are traveling?
Well, I think I don't use public transportation in my everyday life. The first thing is that I like I mentioned earlier, I have my own car, and but I use public transport to go to school, as I am not allowed to take my car to school, and I think that I use public transport for that only, and I don't think of any more reasons.
Do most people prefer public transportation in your town or country?
I think people prefer public
Why?
transport. There are ample of reasons for that. The first one is that the prices of gas are very high, and the gas is very expensive, and it does not allow pedestrians to use their own personal vehicles
Hmm.
to travel, and they use public transport because it is much cheaper as compared to using their own personal vehicle.
Did you take public transportation when you were a child?
Well, I used public transport when I was a child because, as I mentioned, I recently got my car, but before that, I used public transport to travel wherever I wanted to. Because I think public transport is much safer as compared to using or other modes of transport.
Good, thank you so much. That is the end of your speaking part one. Now part two. In part two, I'm going to give you a topic. This is your topic. So you have 1 minute to think about it. You can make some notes if you wish, and your time start now, please. Time's up. Now you have 2 minutes to talk. Don't worry if I stop you and your time start. Now, please.
Well, if I remember vividly, I faced a challenge that was quite difficult, where it was learning how to drive, and I think it was around last year in the month of August. Well, I faced it during my visit to the to my hometown as I was in another city for my education. Well, I thought it was quite difficult because I had never driven a car before that, and I thought it would be much difficult to drive at first. But I think it was quite uh, it was quite easy. I did face a number of hurdles, but I think it was much easier than I thought it would be. If I hadn't learned the chord that if I hadn't learned the chord that month, I think I wouldn't have know how to drive, and it would be much difficult for me to travel to my college, which is in another city. Well, how I felt at that time, at first it was quite nervous. I was quite nervous because I had never driven a car before that, and I was endeavoring hard to not to be worried, and I had my father beside on the other seat. In which he helped me a lot in driving, and I think it was a good experience, and it was much easier as compared to as I thought, as I expected, and it I think it
Good, good. Thank you so much. That is the end of your speaking practice part two. Now, part three. In part three, I'm going to ask you a few questions about challenges. What do children often do when they face a challenge?
Well, I think that when children face challenges, they seek help from the elders, as they can help them in certain ways. First of all, if a child faces challenge in studying, as we know that it is a quite challenge for younger children, as they can't seem to understand some things which are taught in school. And I think that parents can help them if, overcome this challenge. And I think it would be much better for children to seek help from their elders.
Okay, is it easy for children to overcome a challenge?
Well, it depends on what type of challenge it is. Well, if it is I think if it is a easier challenge, they can do it on their own. But some challenges, some problems they face are quite nerve-wracking, and I think they should seek help from their elders, because they can advise them to take the right steps in overcoming the challenge.
Do most people choose to face a challenge alone or with others?
Well, it depends. It also depends. Well, it has an ample of reasons that can affect that. Well, for starters, I think that people choose to overcome their challenges on their own, because they think that by discussing the challenge to the other, or the problems to other, they can make itself harder and overcome the challenge is much difficult. And they think that but they can they can seek help from others by in some challenges they face. And I think it would be much convincing if they overcome their challenges themselves.
Okay, let's talk about sports and challenges. What challenges would people face when learning sports?
Well, there are a plethora of different obstacles that people face while learning new sports. The first one is that learning how to play the sport. Well, I think that people should get a coach that can help them understand how to play this game, what are the rules of the game, and what are the complications of the game. And I think it would be much helper for the people who are choosing a new sport to learn.
The last question is, why do some people enjoy doing extreme sports?
I think people enjoy doing extreme sports, and there are ample of reasons for that. The first one is that people enjoy doing extreme sports because they want to enhance their reflectness. Sorry, let me. I think I said this, but it. I think they want to enhance their response, and I think that they need to, and they use intensive sports to overcome their fear of different things, and they it helps them a lot in some cases, but sometimes the intensive sports I think they, I can say it is much fatal, as it has caused a number of fatalities, and I think they should seek proper attention in doing intensive sports.
Good. Thank you so much. That is the end of your speaking practice test. Wish you good luck.